when love turned into loneliness. I never noticed the exact moment love turned into loneliness. It didn't happen all at once. There was no dramatic ending, no loud goodbye, no sudden collapse. It happened slowly, quietly, in the spaces between unanswered words and fading emotions. One day I was feeling loved, and the next I was sitting beside you feeling completely alone. That's the cruelest kind of heartbreak, when someone is still there, but their love is already gone. At first, I ignored the distance. I told myself we were just tired, just busy, just passing through a difficult phase. I kept holding on to old versions of us, replaying memories where your eyes still softened when you looked at me, where your voice still carried warmth, where I still felt chosen. I convinced myself that love couldn't disappear so easily. But little by little, silence replaced connection. Conversations became shorter, laughter became rare. Your presence stopped feeling like home and started feeling like emptiness sitting beside me. I tried harder when I felt you drifting away. I loved louder and quiet ways. I stayed patient when my heart was breaking. I ignored the ache growing inside me because I believed love meant fighting through difficult moments. But I didn't realize I was fighting alone. And nothing destroys a person more softly than loving someone who has already stopped loving them back. I remember nights lying awake beside the silence between us, feeling more lonely than I ever did when I was actually alone. That loneliness had weight to it. It sat on my chest and made everything harder to breathe through. Because it's one thing to miss someone who's gone, but it's another kind of pain entirely to miss someone who's right in front of you. You stopped reaching for me emotionally long before you stopped speaking to me. I could feel it in the way your attention faded, in the way your words lost meaning, in the way I became someone you responded to instead of someone you truly saw. And still, I stayed. Because love makes you hopeful even when your heart already knows the truth. I kept searching for signs that the old us still existed somewhere. I held on to tiny moments, small smiles, brief kindness, random affection, as proof that maybe we weren't completely broken yet. But deep down, I knew what was happening. I knew love had slowly turned into distance, into silence, into loneliness. And the saddest part is, you probably never realized how alone I felt beside you. You never saw how much I was grieving while we were still together. How every ignored emotion felt like another goodbye. How every quiet night beside you felt colder than sleeping alone ever could. I was mourning a relationship that technically still existed. And that kind of pain changes a person permanently. Now, when I think about us, I don't just remember love, I remember the loneliness too. The aching kind, the invisible kind, the kind where you stop recognizing yourself because you've spent so long begging internally for affection that used to come naturally. I didn't lose you all at once. I lost you in pieces. In delayed replies, in distant eyes, in conversations that stopped feeling real. In moments where I reached emotionally and found nothing reaching back. That's how love turned into loneliness. Not with anger, not with betrayal, just with slow emotional absence. And somehow, that made it hurt even more. Because part of me kept believing things would return to how they used to be. Part of me kept waiting for your love to wake up again. But it never did. And eventually I had to face the truth that some relationships don't end suddenly. They fade quietly until loneliness becomes the loudest thing left. Now all I carry are memories of how beautiful it felt in the beginning and how empty it felt at the end. Because when love turned into loneliness, I didn't just lose you. I lost the version of myself that once believed love was enough to make someone stay. When love turned into loneliness, I kept pretending not to notice. I smiled through the distance, ignored the silence, convinced myself that every relationship changes with time. I thought if I stayed patient enough, loving enough, understanding enough, we would somehow find our way back to each other. But the truth is, you were already gone emotionally while I was still trying to save what remained. That realization didn't hit me all at once. It arrived slowly, painfully, in small moments I couldn't explain to anyone else. It was the way your eyes stopped searching for mine when you talked. The way my messages became something you answered instead of something you waited for. The way I started feeling nervous around someone who once felt like peace. And still, I kept hoping. Because hope is cruel like that. It keeps broken hearts alive long after love has already faded.